It was really bad when we got to the hotel. Opposite, sitting on the street, there was a group of guys, about 10 or 12 of them, getting really drunk, shouting and screaming. And that wasn't really the best welcome to the hotel for my wife and my 7-year-old son. What is happening, guys? And welcome back to G Like Travels. So in today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different to what I've been doing in the past couple of weeks, which were reselling videos. I'm going to tell you about our nightmare Airbnb guest experience. So first of all, I just want to clarify that 9 times out of 10, we've had a very good experience with Airbnb. We've used it in numerous locations for traveling. For example, Hong Kong, Manila, Indonesia, Paris, Barcelona, and in many places around the UK as well. And as I said, yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's been a really good experience. It's better value for money than hotels. You normally get a bigger room, bigger place. Whereas a hotel, you usually just get one room, or if you pay a lot more, you might get more rooms. So yeah, let's focus now on that 1 out of 10, that 1% when we don't have a good experience, or we didn't have a good experience with Airbnb. There's one major one which was really bad. I'll get to that a little bit later. But firstly, I'll just tell you a couple of experiences which we had with Airbnb that weren't the best. They weren't the worst, but they weren't the best. So the first one was when we went to Penzance in Cornwall. A lovely part of the world. Yeah, highly recommend it. And yeah, we were staying in an Airbnb there. It's like a cellar. Yeah, my wife and son called it the dungeon. So that kind of gives you a feeling of what it was like. It was quite dark, dingy, but it was okay. It wasn't too bad. But when we arrived there, the woman, she was really rude. I'd been driving for quite a while. I was very tired, and we couldn't open the key box, that's outside. You normally have a code, and you can access the box where the key is inside to open the door. And we couldn't do it. It didn't work for us, or we weren't doing it properly. And yeah, so we knocked on the door, and yeah, she was really rude to us, and that really irritated me because I was really tired, and that's not what I expect as a paying guest. But it wasn't a major thing, didn't ruin the holiday or anything. It was just one of those things which I didn't appreciate. The second one was when we stayed in Glastonbury, the world famous Glastonbury Music Festival, which is actually outside of the town a bit. But we were staying in the town. We weren't going to the music festival or anything. We were just visiting the town, Glastonbury tour, which actually is one of my other videos. I'll put a link to that below. And yeah, it was a really nice place that we were staying in. It was a very big house. We had our own section of the house. And yeah, in the other parts of the house, we could hear what sounded like a teenager and a mother arguing. And they were really shouting and screaming, particularly the teenager, at each other. It didn't happen like late at night when we're trying to sleep. It happened during the day, and it was it was actually kind of entertaining in a way. Although after a while it did get a bit annoying, and it was kind of weird. It was as if they didn't even know we were staying in their property, which I thought they would know because we didn't see anyone. We could obviously hear them. We didn't see or speak to anyone. So yes, that was another more of a bit of a weird experience as opposed to a bad experience. Okay, so next let's get into the nightmare experience that we had on Airbnb. Right, so our nightmare experience on Airbnb actually started off quite well. We were traveling last Easter, 2021, just after lockdown had eased up here in the UK. And yeah, we were staying in Lincoln. We stayed there for a couple of days, which was really nice. We stayed in another Airbnb place. That was super nice. And then, yeah, we had an Airbnb booked in Clapton-on-Sea in Essex, which is the east side of England, a couple of hours just outside of London, or not too far from London. So yeah, so we drove from Lincoln, met up with some friends in Grantham, had lunch with them, which was super nice, and then we proceeded on to Clapton-on-Sea. So we arrived there about 5 or 6 p.m. in the evening. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, when we arrived, yeah, it wasn't the best welcome. Parts of Clacton-on-Sea are quite run down. It's definitely not in its heyday. Not that I'm looking down on anyone who comes there or likes to go on holiday there. Just, yeah, saying what my experience was, my opinion. And yeah, in the street, yeah, there was that group of guys getting really smashed, and they were behaving in quite an aggressive manner, which didn't really bother me. But yeah, it bothered my wife and son. They didn't really like that. So we got to the hotel, and there was no one there. We couldn't get in, first of all, which, yeah, well, wasn't great, but not the end of the world. So another guest came out, and we managed to get in, and there was no reception. We're like, okay, what do we do now? We don't have a key. We don't know where we're staying. So yeah, another warning sign. Not the best experience. So we asked those guests, like, yeah, so what do we do? And they're like, there's a number on the wall. You just call that number, and someone will come. I'm like, okay. So we called the number. A guy came, and then he showed us our room. So I had booked an ensuite room because yeah, that's what we like, particularly my wife and son. They don't want to have a shared toilet. That's not a relaxing kind of holiday experience for them. They want to have an ensuite. That's what I booked. It clearly said in the title, this is a room with an ensuite bathroom. We went in. It was on the ground floor, and it was just one space. It was quite big, but it was just one space, very sparsely furnished. There was no windows, such it's almost like patio doors on the front. So yeah, you could see all those guys outside, and yeah, there wasn't much. Didn't feel like there was much protection from there. It was just a big glass. No wall windows as such. Almost like a shop front, I would say. And I asked him, I was like, we booked an ensuite. Where is it? And he was like, no, it's shared bathroom. It's just down there, down the corridor. And I was like, no, that's not cool. That's not what I booked. I'm really not happy with this. So yeah, he gave us a number of a guy to call, and yeah, that guy really wasn't very helpful. He pointed out to us that actually in the small print of their advert on Airbnb, it did say shared bathroom, but in the very, very large print at the top in bold letters and capitals, it said ensuite. So that was really misleading. I really didn't like that. But the way they got around it was by stating in the small print below, far down the page, that it's a shared bathroom. So he was like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. You booked a shared bathroom. That's it. And yeah, by that stage, yeah, we were getting a bit sick of it, and we thought, what the hell? Let's just get out of here. Okay, so yeah, at that stage, yeah, I was speaking with the guy. He was getting pretty aggressive. Yeah, I really didn't want to deal with him face to face. Just couldn't be bothered with it because yeah, if tempers could escalate, who knows where it would lead. And yeah, we thought, what the hell? We're just gonna get out of here. Yeah, put my family's safety first and paramount. And yeah, just a quick side note, I should have done my due diligence before I filmed this video, but I've just checked Airbnb and the listing is still up. The listing title for this place says ensuite triple with sea view. Now, firstly, there was no ensuite, that was very clear. Secondly, there was definitely no sea view. So yeah, massive porcupines, massive lies in this this listing. And I'm going to share the listing. I'll show you the picture because yeah, I think it should be named and shamed. So what we did afterwards, yeah, we decided to drive back to Southampton. So from Essex to Southampton, it's still quite a long drive. It's about 3 or 4 hours. But you can go along the M25, which is the ring road around London. I was pretty tired by this stage, but yeah, you know what? We just wanted to get home. And yeah, this is where the day took another turn, another twist for not for the good. We got to M25, driving along it, and then we reached some traffic. Traffic on the M25 is pretty normal, but this was about 8 o'clock. It was getting in the evening, and clearly there had been a massive accident, and we were stuck in this traffic jam for about 3 hours. It was almost until midnight. Yeah, it wasn't a good experience. And then to top it off, driving back to Southampton, I know the roads when we're heading back quite a bit closer in Hampshire quite well. I got lost. Well, I didn't get lost. I took a wrong turning, which took us a much longer route. So yeah, that was the end of our day. Wasn't the best. So lastly, what did Airbnb do about this nightmare experience? Because clearly, yeah, the advert on Airbnb the host's advert is very, very misleading. So we booked 2 nights there. I think it was around £60 a night, so not too expensive. We thought, yeah, we're going to contact Airbnb. They will do something about this. They did absolutely nothing. They haven't taken down the listing. The listing hasn't changed. They didn't refund us our money. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it was terrible, shocking. My experience with Airbnb support is they usually side on the host's side. So yeah, just be careful with that, guys. I think it's very important that you check the reviews of Airbnb, because you can really see then what other people have experienced at that place. So I'm quite careful now. I check the reviews. There weren't many reviews, or perhaps there weren't even any. I can't remember exactly. When I booked it, it was quite a new listing. But anyway, I'm going to share the picture with you on the screen so you can see for yourself. Do not book this place. It is terrible. Okay, guys, so that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope perhaps you got something out of it. Don't let that put you off Airbnb, because as I said at the start, 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, we've had a really good experience. And you can get really good value for your money. But just be careful. Just check those reviews. Maybe contact the host as well. See what their attitude is like. Check the small print as well. That's something I didn't do. So hope you enjoyed that. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye for now.